Texas basketball tips off the season Friday, 7 Central against Fresno State, a game you'll see right here on Longhorn Network. And look who we got in the house right now, the head coach of Texas basketball, Rick Barnes. You got this smile. It looks like you're up to something, so we know Texas basketball season is back here in Austin. I guess the first question, are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Well, I think I'm always ready. I love it, and I think our guys they've worked hard. I think they're ready to play somebody else. We've had 2 scrimmages, and I think we've learned something from both of them. But I think we've gotten really good leadership. Mike Kabongo, he certainly has improved, has been really a leader for this team. But with his situation being the unknown, we don't know when he's going to be back or when we're going to get to use him. It's forced the other players now that they have to take on some of that leadership.
You've talked about getting guys prepared. How do you balance wanting to get Mike prepared, getting him as many reps as possible to be with the team, but also getting some of those younger guys like Javon Felix some reps if they indeed are the #1 guy running the show at the point guard spot?
Well, we've had to get other guys like, Giannis, Papa Petro ready. We've had to get DeMarcus Holland ready to play the point, Julian Lewis. And so we've got to have different guys, and we feel good about it. We think those guys, with what we're trying to do, it's simple enough for them to be able to do that. But where we really miss Mike right now is the leadership, because he had clearly established himself as the leader. And but maybe in the long run it's going to work out better for us, because these guys are going to have to do that and do it quickly.
Going out to practice, seems like I've seen a lot more of the big guys. You have more of them, extremely long, playing above the rim in the post. What have those guys shown you, that young nucleus that you have that's going to be manning the paint for this team?
Well, you're right in the fact that last year we didn't play above the rim. We do have guys that can play above the rim right now, and we've blocked more shots in probably a week of practice than we did all of last year. And I think it's good for not only that Cam and Prince go against each other, but the fact that they're a presence when other guys come in, they're going to alter shots, and so our guys are getting a look at some of that, which we didn't get any of that last year. But with those 2 guys, and you throw in Connor Lambert, he has been a guy that's really had a really good fall here. And John Holmes, Jalen, those guys are different type post players, but they're both very effective in their own way.
Now, special matchup for you because you're going up against your longtime assistant, Rodney Terry. For the very first time, it's a matchup between you guys as opposing coaches. Have you started to talk trash via text message, made any prank phone calls? I know you're a trickster, a prankster. Is there anything in the works with his return to Austin?
Well, I haven't thought much about it, but Rodney did a great job for us here. But not only does he have on his staff, but he's got 2 of our former players on his staff with him, and Michael Swartz, who was a walk-on our first year here, and ended up being an assistant coach here. Then Kenton Polino, who played, and then obviously became an assistant coach. So he's got a strong Texas Longhorn flavor on his staff, and I can tell you I would say 2-3 times a week, the assistant coaches are talking because Chris Ogden and Kenton played together. Then you got Russ Sprigman, who's been here the whole time. Rob Lanier, Todd Wright. So there's a bond there that will always be there, and we certainly pull for those guys, as I know they pull for us.
Speaking of Todd Wright, did you hear some of the Longhorn Network crew worked out with Coach Wright in the off season for a day? Can you tell?
Were you one of them?
I thought that you could tell just by glancing. I mean, the suit is fitting a little tighter.
Well, I can just tell you that if you did, it hasn't shown up yet. But okay. Have you been? You just one workout and you thought you're going to see something?
Yeah, I usually do sit and fit, between workouts, so that really hasn't paid off either.
Really?
Yeah.
How much time do you spend really getting your hair looking the way you got it looking right now?
A good 15 minutes before the start of every day. Yeah.
Looks good.
Thank you.
It really does. You look good. Things must be good at home. You must.
Definitely.
You do look good.
And it's good to see you with the low socks look as well. This is the kind of rambling nonsense that Coach and I get into every week on Game Plan with Rick Barnes. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that coming up later in this basketball season. Coach, I think we got to go.
Yep, got to go.
Okay, let's just end it right here.